Hello, boys and girls. I thought I'd make a video about if being a driver is a good job for you. I'll probably put my sunglasses back on and off and off and on because it's really sunny. But okay, becoming a professional driver, I started off as a school bus driver, was like the scariest decision I've ever made, but I think it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. I love driving. I think it's fun. I encourage you to do it if you like to drive, if you're a good driver, if you're not afraid of the road. Sorry, I'm getting over a flu. Well, I got over it, but I'm still coughing. You know the cough lasts a year. Anywho, so when I first started learning how to drive a car, a regular car, I was scared to death. I was afraid of everything. I went a little slower, but eventually it becomes second nature, and I didn't really think about it. I just do it. Then when I learned how to drive a bus, I was terrified. The first time you sit in a bus, you feel like you're sitting on a tower, or an 18-wheeler, same thing. You feel really high off the ground, and it's terrifying. The first time I drove with kids, I was terrified. Forgive me for coughing. But after a while, it just becomes second nature, just like in a car. When I first started driving a school bus, I was like, I'm going to be the slowest person on a school bus. I don't even care. I'm going to go like 25, 30 miles no matter where I go, because I didn't want to get in an accident. I wasn't ready to go 55 yet. And it'll take a little while for you to get used to it. I think it took me a good 3 years before I was totally confident. That sounds like a long time, but I know that this is the career that I want. Now when I look at other jobs, I'm looking at transportation jobs. I have a Class A hazmat, which I worked really hard to get. It's a lot of work getting a CDL. There's a lot of tests you have to take. But is it for you? Do you like driving? I think that's something that you should think about before you pursue this career, because if you don't like driving, if you're not comfortable even driving your own car, then I would not suggest you getting into transportation, because it's a dangerous job. When you're driving a vehicle, whether you're on a school bus or an 18-wheeler or a dump truck, whatever it is, everybody's life on that road is like in your hands in a way. If you're a school bus driver, everybody that's on that bus, their life is in your hands. Also, when you have a CDL, you can't do driver education or whatever it is that takes a ticket off of you and makes your insurance stay the same. You can't do that anymore. If you get a ticket, you're on a point system now. So I guess the state is expecting you to be more of a responsible driver than just somebody with a Class C license. Don't let that intimidate you, though. If you're a good driver and you are aware of your surroundings and you know how to follow signs and follow the speed limit, it's a really good job. It's a great job. And America needs drivers. We are really behind on drivers in every profession. Every driving profession that I guess hires is hiring for drivers. So it's job security. What made me think about becoming a driver is I used to work in restaurants for a long time. I was so sick of restaurants. I'm not very good with customer service. I don't like being cooped up in a building. Every time it snows or it's a nice day or if it rains, just if there's weather going on outside, any weather at all, I want to be outside. Like my heart wanted to be outside, and I would feel kind of depressed having to be inside. As silly as that sounds, that's me personally. I love snow. I love nice days. I love clouds. I love rain. I guess I just like weather. I'm pretty happy with weather, except scorching hot. And of course, I live in South Texas, so we get a lot of that. But I would kind of daydream about being outside and okay, if we ran out of product, I wanted to go. I'm like, I want to go. I want to get the product. I want to get out of here. And then later, I became a pizza delivery driver, which was one of the funnest jobs I've ever had. If Pizza Hut or Domino's had company vehicles, I would probably still do that job. You make pretty good money doing it, and you learn the town. You meet a lot of really cool people. It was a fun job. And when things get stressed in a restaurant, you're the driver, so you get your thing and you go. You don't have to worry about the stress inside the restaurant. So as time went on, like, I would hear about these jobs where my best friend worked at a bakery, and there was a job where somebody just took the cupcakes and the cakes to another bakery. There would be a driver to do that. And I was like, man, I want to do that. I want to get out of here. I want to go. So I feel like God was kind of leading me towards what I was supposed to be. We're all good at something. We all have desires. And if you really deep down think about what you like, you might find a career in that. Deep down, even though it might have been hard for me to notice when I was younger, I like to drive. I don't like to be in the same place for a long time. I like to move around. I like to be on the go. I always kind of feel like I'm late, so I always like to be going and being on time, and I like to have things to do. So these are kind of things that made me think that I wanted to be a driver. Field trips. If you're looking into being a school bus driver, dude, you get to see some really cool stuff. I have seen some really cool stuff. I've gone to all kinds of games and concerts and museums. I mean, all kinds of stuff. Some of them are kind of boring, but you get paid for it, dude. Don't feel bad if you don't feel like driving is a good job for you. But is it? Like, do you think you'd be good at it? I know that it's a scary decision because you've probably never done a job like it before. But I say go for it, man. Give it a chance. And if later down the line you feel like you don't like it, then you can do something else. But if you think that you might, give it a try. It's fun. Being a driver is a lot of fun. There's all kinds of jobs that you can do being a driver. Whether you have a Class A CDL or a Class B CDL, you know what? There's jobs where you don't even have to have a CDL. Like there's some transit jobs where you just have to have a C license. There's taxi services, there's pizza delivery, but the only thing about pizza delivery is, like, if your car breaks down, you're out of a job. And they don't help you get new tires. They don't help you get oil changes. Your car is completely your responsibility. But if you work for a company that has company vehicles, like I'm in a school bus right now, I don't have to pay for the gas in this thing. If it breaks down, I write it up. Somebody else fixes it. So I just wanted to, just talk a little bit about it and maybe make you think about it a little bit. It's fun. And there's all kinds of jobs you can do, not just in the public or, transportation for individuals, but, there's trash trucks, there's street sweepers. There's a lot of jobs. So if you think that you get tired of being inside like me, and you get tired of the monotony of what you do, think about getting a driver job. It's not really monotonous unless you have the same stinking route every day. For the most part, it's never the same every single day. On school bus routes, they can be, but there's always like middays and field trips and stuff that you can do also. But give it a try. Go for it. Bite the bullet. Do something different. God bless and have a good day.